in the state of Ansapas, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. All mothers and beings, especially those enemies who hate me, all starters who harm me, and those who create obstacles to my path to liberation and nations. May the experience of happiness be separate from suffering in this heavenly. I will establish them in the state of Ansapas, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Dala damvara sebe da no bara sebe ge tarpa dam dam je be barde juba seba dam je so sebe manam ga dan yam be sim je dam je dewa dan de dong ara dan jar nyor de lana me ba yang da bara zo be san jo rum bo je do bara za. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. We take refuge in the Kandaru Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deities of Mandalas or Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas and Dakinis and the Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embrace the enlightenment and the progress on the Bodhisattva's path, too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to Bodhicitta, and apply myself to complete the stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent. I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and mind, faithful mind to all Tathangatas in the 10 directions. Those who have already reached the Tathangata state, those who are reaching it at the present, and those Tathangata state to come. Through the power of Samantabhada's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. I posted to them, multiplying my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom, I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms, surrounded by the countless Bodhisattvas. Thus, all space is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Praise all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing the great ocean of the excellent qualities. To all the Buddhas, I make offerings of various pure flower garlands of music, anointing oils, manifesting lake, and the fragrant incense. I make offerings to them of fan, garment, perfume, and popular poured I has moon, meru, and orange in the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and the most extensive offerings and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I posted to the Buddhas and make offering to them, following the deeds of the great Bodhisattva Samantabhada. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all the Buddhas and the 10 directions of the great Bodhisattvas and the Pakshika Buddhas. Those who have entire Aharasha, those who have entire the path of Aharasha and all other beings. I recourse to all great protectors and the Buddhas to turn the highest way of Dharma as the highest displaying the darkness of beings in the 10 directions, leading them gradually to the enlightened state. I supplicate those Buddhas intending to pass into nirvana to living long for as many eons as there are atoms of the earth, in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. The ground is sprinkling with the scented water and the strewn with the flowers. It is adorned with the Meru, the spring mountain, the 4 continents, and the sun and the moon. As a Buddha fair, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of Buddha fairs. Through the lamas who possess the three kayas, I offer auto in the sacred offerings. With my body, worth, and all that is visible, please grant me the supreme realization, enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through postrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of enlightenment, all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. Om Guru Namendra La Punza Manga Samandra Savarana Samaye Ahom. Unequal refuge, ornament of the world, your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor, Vajradhara, with wardrobe. I bow at the feet of Father Jigdin Sungong, continually attain no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessings. Dispel darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unlimited nature of mind. Please turn the way of the Dharma, of the two vehicles and their combination, according to this position, the likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. Manjushri, his wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of the clouds of two worlds, and perceive the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has a compassion for all beings who suffer from the darkness of ignorance in the prison of samsara, as a father for an only son. Like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma through the 60 branch of Haramani's speech. He wears the wisdom sword to cut the saddling of suffering and to dispel the darkness of confusion. In the Buddhist hour form, is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels, and perfect in the body of all knowledge. I supplicate you, Manjushri, adorned by the 112 son of Buddha, to dispel the darkness of my ignorance. Om Wange Shoramo, 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 Om Wange Shoramo. Om Wange Shoramo, 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 Om Wange Shoramo. Om Wange Shoramo, Om Arabazana de 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 Om Arabazana. Om Arabazana de Om Arabazana de Om Arabazana de Om Arabazana de Om Arabazana de. You who are the perfect, youthful body, whose flame of wisdom blazes, and dispel darkness of worldly ignorance, I pause before you and praise you, Manjushri. Tangke tuje shaje reisen chong, yinje medo deje bonjong ba serje lembo tawar jibeke, shaje jarbe shala ge zanzer, dorje janjen de lo naro dang, marba malai chije gambo ba, amo chubai jarwain de gongbe, Kaju lama nan lai zorwan de rome jije yenje borang ne te som sanje genje ngo ne ran sem chi ge ngo son dong ze be zawe lame ya la zorwan de. Good morning, everyone. Okay.
Good morning, Kempola.
Of this
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Hello.
Yes, so everyone ready?
Yes.
Yes. So it's a white soul offering called the Pervading or Purelands. Providing nirvana in the samsara.
Yes, please.
So yesterday we shared providing all the nirvana, pure lands, and today is providing samsara. Why, sir? Why, sir? So no, page 84, bottom over there, I think today. Oh no, we are 83. Yes, bottom of the page 83. Correct? Yeah. Okay, so it's a soul offering. This sadhana usually we use for the for disease, and also you can practice every day this sadhana. So create accumulation merit, purify karma, and pay back our debt, karmic imprints or karma. So using this sadhana. Okay, today we are in the page 83. Furthermore, to the examples of gods, so many different kind of beings. So enlightening beings yesterday, we offering to this soul offering. Then many different kind of dharma protectors, different kind of beings. So today is also, and talking about here, furthermore, more different kind of beings. To the example of gods, nagas, humi, Brahmas, and Rashis, who accomplish the words of truth. So there include many different kind of beings, diversity. So we offering to this service, offering to them too. To the yakshas, Jambala, the innately arising deity, the 5 gods of the blood lineage, to the god of home, the gods of fields, and so forth, and the gods that generate God, good luck, power in the world, and to the gods of the 4 elements, mountains, forest, are offered these offerings. So this here is and we create a stupa, so it's kind of like same structure, you know. Stupa also follows, or the top part is enlightening the beings, and then there are also different levels because the create it's kind of similar, you know, this structure one by one, and the top part is then middle and the of the stupa. So we created the in this kind of mandalas, you know, is so this also for good for the land, good for the country, good for the human beings. So all this different kind of beings, you know, needed different resource, different kind of, you know, there's energy. So we created this all in there. So this we're offering, so also the same idea. So offering to the enlightened beings, lineage teachers, and then protectors, and there also then Zambala is in this part is more kind of a fortune who bring the lucks, good energy. So that part is 5 gods of the below the lineage. To the god of home. So it's we have this 5 gods of the below the lineage. I think it's 5 aggregates, could be. The gods of home. So each home has god of home. Each home has something there, special energy, I think. The god of friends and so forth, and the gods that generate good luck, power, and wealth. And to the gods of the 4 elements, mountains and the forests are offered these offerings. So we include every beings offering to them. This perform the support to develop my excellence and virtue, I pray. So we're offering to these beings. It's all is part of the fortune, good luck, and who bring. So that kind of beings included here, many names. So we offering to them is please perform the support to develop. So what they're going to support us, what they're going to develop us, my excellence and virtue. So ask them create my virtues, deeds, and support my practice dharma. I pray. Then next one, on Ahong again, I'm going to offering is the king of the Gandhavaras, the horse head one. Gandhavara, the horse head one is called Treasure Jarpo Jumba Tangochi. It's for king of the Gandhara is king of the Simmer. Follow the Simmer. There's a king also, Simmer king. King of the Simmer, like you, the nose, get good Simmer. So king of that kind of god. Then Gandhavara. And then Ravga. Ravga is Ravga who curves for songs and dances. So dance gods, songs gods, and dances. To all types of malicious, negative beings. Starting with the category of non-human beings. So these beings, we never see them, then we hard to explain. Actually, these beings, different kind of perception, their own perception, and so many diversity beings. So we don't have connections with these beings. Only the realizers, their fears, these beings recognize. So that's why this soul offering is come from realizers. They can connect with these beings. So then they knows what these beings need. And so this prayer is like purpose, one of the we benefiting to them. And benefit to them, and then also we get our own benefits. If we don't benefit them, we don't get our benefit, right? And we benefit to them, and we're helping them is part of generosity or offerings. So this some beings maybe has more higher level spiritual than us, so that we're offering to them. Maybe some is equal to us, some is lower than us. So we generosity to them. We support them, we're helping them. They also need this. So therefore them also, this offering is medicine for them. the healing for them, and we helping them create energy for them, you know. So then that's the contradiction, like causes of contradiction, interdependent. We also get the benefit. So all these different beings has different perceptions, then need a different kind. See, some beings need smoke, some beings need fire, some beings need cloth, so some beings need food. So that's why we soul offering means purpose for different kind inside there, offering to them. They can receive this using this sadhana. Without mantra, without this dharma sadhana, then we burn the food, it's wasting. So it's no benefit to them because they don't receive. So use this sadhana, and then chant. This sadhana is come from, of course, like high realizes aspiration, and then they burn the food, create a fire, make s'mores. So these different beings received benefit for them. Otherwise, if you just, you know, create a food, and if you don't chant the mantra, not using sadhana, and the burn the food is wasting, and like you doing everything is crazy, and not spiritual there. So spiritual here must have to have, of course, like intention, compassion, devotion, and agenda or something you wanting to do, have them. So this all have to come together, connecting to then doing this offering, soul offering, benefit to them, is purify our karma, create our accumulation merit. So each this kind of ritual connect with essence, not just performing, only outer level performing. Outer level performing is no benefit to them, no benefit us. Then we are just crazy, you know. Somebody think, oh, burn the food, it's crazy, right? Someone no follow the spiritual. This they who burn the food, who create a fire, small offerings, these soul offerings, is that thing we are crazy. If without this inner connections, it's crazy. But these people seeing we are crazy, but we not crazy. They don't recognize inner connections. They're just seeing the outer appearances. Only that's it. Long as you have these inner connections, what I mentioned about the devotion, compassion, you know, this intention and the purpose, wanted to help them, you know, all the good intentions, then using sadhana, mantra, all these conditions comes together, then benefit. So the rain is falling from the sky, need many conditions there, right? Otherwise, the rain is not falling from the sky. And then rain falling into the ground, so it's benefit many different planets. All the condition comes, then naturally this prayer has power and benefit for others. So it's all the interdependent connections. If you investigate, then where is the source that benefit is come from? You cannot find any source one permanently, inherently there, because everything's interdependent, everything's emptiness. All condition comes, causes the condition, everything is happening, then this prayer practice also benefit others and benefit us. So here is mentioned about the many different kind of beings, because the many different kind of beings, they have their own perceptions. These beings, some has more powerful, some has not much power, some has like powerless, all different kind of beings there has. So some is a part of animals, some is like part of nagas. Naga also part of animals, can be God's realms, part of God's realm, part of jealousy God's realm, part of the animal realms, or different kind of beings. So we included all the top of samsara to the top of the nirvana to samsara, everyone included there, invisible beings. And this is a generosity. We use only this method can helping these beings. So without this method, then we cannot give generosity, cannot help them. This generosity is actually everyone has opportunity to do this, because it doesn't matter you are rich, you are poor, long as you have this sadhana, you can buy some cookies, so you can get fires, you can use sadhana and then do the prayer. So it's a generosity. Small method create big accumulation merit. Small method is really, really big generosity, benefit millions of beings. So that's the purpose of sadhana is. So we don't know this all the beings because we don't see them before, right? We don't see them due to our actually ignorance. Our eye is too small. We cannot see. If we have a bigger eye, could be see them, but our eye is too small. We cannot see. Yeah, so we don't see them, but it's definitely somewhere else. They are there. So long as you one day you get different eyes, you can see them. If we don't see them, we cannot say they are not there. Could be they are there, so some people can see them. Even we don't see, there's some other beings see them. To all types of molecules, negative beings, starting with the category of non-human beings who live in between the sky and the earth. So these beings somewhere else, in the sky or in the earth, or maybe under the ground. So some is living in the oceans, someone living in the mountains, someone living in the trees, someone living in the flowers, someone living in the grass. So everywhere the beings. So then these beings, we helping them to the different types of karmic creditors who are attached to the debt of flesh. So to the different types of karmic creators, so we have karmic connections to these beings who are attached to the debt of flesh. So we have to own something from them. Many different lifetimes. So animals, see, we easily recognize because we always use animals product. So even we are vegetarian, but we eat yogurt. We have a leather jacket, we have shoes, and so then of course we eat different, come from animals, using different kind. Anyway, have connections there. So then of course eat meat means like we have this flesh, karmic death. So death of the flesh too. Then karmic creator, different kind of karmic death. We connect with them many ways. So then human beings too. Human beings all dependent on each other. We have to pay back for them. and they're already gone, so then we cannot help them. How can we help them? They only can use this sadhana. So all beings used to our mothers, then that's also karmic creator who are attached to the depth of flesh too. Every single beings we have these connections. So no use this sadhana, we helping benefit to them. The pay back the karmic debt. Through the 500 mothers and the children yakshas. Through the 500 mothers, they also talk about this to the 500 mothers and the children and yakshas. Usually I think it's one mother, 500 children. Something like that. Maybe here it says like 500 mothers and 500 children. So that is possible because one mother has one child is easy. So that means here is like one mother has a 500 child. So they are extremely also hunger thirsty. It's part of the hungry gods. So we also, this is soul offering to generosity, giving to them, benefit to them too, to the 500 children and one mother actually, yakshas. And through the example of the 80,000 kinds of obstacles. So they have many different obstacle beings. I make these offerings. So we make offering to them too. This we're paying back our karmic debt. So purify actually our karma, because we have lots of debt karma. We paying them using this sadhana. Don't be negative or cause harm. So we offering to them, then we ask them don't be negative or cause harm. These beings upset and then create negative energy, negative feelings. So we offering to them, ask them don't create negativity. Don't rob good luck. So don't, rob and good luck, don't take our good fortunes and lucks. Power and wealth. So that we have a power, but sometimes these beings can take away our power, they can take away our wealth and the good lucks. They take away our just good energy, resources too. So we ask them don't take, and we offering to give it to you this. They don't create a negative, ask them don't create a negative energy. They give up grudges and consciousness. Give up grudges, I think, give up the, like anger. And ask them give up anger, harming for others. So through the mind, ask them give up grudges and consciousness. Then on our home. So that is also kind of the hungry gods, different kind of types of hungry gods. They're part of hungry gods, many there. So we're offering to them. Then on our home, particularly through the 6 types of sentient beings. So then particularly 6 types of beings. 3 lower realms, 3 higher realms, or the 5 classes of beings. So 5 classes of beings means 3 lower realms, then human beings, jealousy gods, and the gods realm is 1. So it's not much difference. 6 realms or 5 classes of beings is actually same. God's realm, jealous gods is not separate. They are kind of similar, similar beings, but then different. They have opportunities. It's same as like human beings, but human being, and then some is a very powerful country, some is like less, very poor, and the Wallings, like that kind of country. So the gods and jealous gods is difference is like that. That's why it's 5 classes of beings. Divided by classes, then gods and jealous gods is 1. Then to all kinds of guests, compassion subsumed within the category of the 4 avenues of birth. So to all kinds of guests, we're offering object of guests is everyone. Guests, different kind of beings of compassion. Object of compassion is different kind of beings. Subsumed within the category of the 4 avenues of birth. So we have a birth of a womb. So human beings, or it's come from womb. It's the birth of womb, mother's womb. Birth of eggs, birth of miraculous, and birth of moistures. So this the 5 different ways, born all these different beings. 4 different births. I think this all the different these beings is come from 4 different ways of birth. Not everyone is come from mother's womb. So that's why included everyone, 4 avenues of the births. Then the 2 class of hungry ghosts who are poor and destitute. So the hungry ghost has many different kind of types. Diversity hungry ghost subsumed into 2 categories. One is a color jiva yada, is like be in the space. So another is just stay in the land. So that's why there are 2 types of hungry ghosts. It's actually the many different kind of beings. Due to the karma, has individual has different perceptions. Hungry ghosts is the main point is extremely hunger and thirsty. They really don't have received food and drinks due to the karma. So when they see the food, food is wanted to eat, then transform to the Arun fire, and wanted to drink torture means it's a Arun water or something, like Arun, like you drink, you can burn whole your body. And that kind, is their perception because this food is transformed to the fires and or dried. So they hear the water sounds, their goes like, their body is very hard to move. They're digging the body and go to the water's fires, and then they get there is no more any water there. Everything is dried. So their perception is everything is dried. Trees has no leaf. So hungry God's perception is beyond our thoughts. So we just think hungry ghost means is extremely hunger and thirsty something, but they're truly the perception is more beyond in that. Then only we can help them, using these sadhanas, soul offering. So other no any method to can help them. Have a mantra, prayer with then using some object to we can help them. Even they cannot have a capacity to use, like we have a throw level have something stuck, then you get out. It's dirty, right? What is it called the name? Sometimes like morning or you say you have something in the throat is, huh?
I know in Spanish.
It's like phlegm, mucus.
Phlegm mucus. Okay, phlegm mucus. So have phlegm mucus you throw, and the hungry ghosts or even they cannot have that kind also receive capacity. So that's why if you throw like what is it called, Mary? Phlegm.
Spit.
Step.
Spit. S-P-I-T.
Step.
Spit.
It's mucus, it's phlegm, you can spit it out, you can cough it out. It's just yucky stuff.
More thicker, not thicker. Sometimes the stuck here we throw out.
Yeah, you have to throw it. Yeah, it's stuck. It's mucus.
Mucus. Okay, so that's when you throw out, you also chant the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum and like, wish to these hungry gods receive. So then they can receive that for food. And otherwise, even due to karma, they cannot receive that kind also too. For them, that is a delicious food if you can give it to them. It's really different. But for us, yeah, of course, like makas or what is it, that is dirty, but and for them it's like even they can receive that also delicious, special for them. And so that's why when we throw something and leftovers, always chant mantra and throw is like the hungry ghosts could be they have a, if the connections or conditions comes, they have a opportunity to receive that. Then that is a part of generosity too, and we're really benefiting to them. So otherwise, like they don't have any capacity to receiving. And this sadhana is mantras, the prayers, all these conditions, if comes together, we can benefit to them, giving generosity, helping them, these beings. So these beings, they used to, of course, our parents, and when we meditate, love meditation. So when we, they are used to our mother, they protect us for hunger, they protect us thirsty, cold, but no, our parents, mothers, is like, born to the hungry gods due to the karma. Then cultivate, compassion, love, and then wanted to benefit them, and then chant the mantra. If like food or something, giving to them. So that's is they can received. Then that is a part of the hungry gods. So now we connect with the disease in the bardo beings. Those who left their previous body either this morning, see someone just leave the body in this morning, maybe today. So there can be human beings, can be animals, can be any beings this morning. So every time people die, beings die, usually we only think about our relatives, families die, then we, have so upset or strongly recognize, feel upset and something we think is lost, but actually beings all the time die. So we don't recognize. It's if we opened our mind, see then those who left the previous body either this morning means many beings already dead this morning too. So not only human beings, right? Many other beings. So this prayer is like you can really connect with all the dead beings. Or yesterday, some died yesterday. So then where they are, they're in the bardo, maybe they don't recognize their death. Or last week, some died last week, last month, last year, and so on. So this prayer is talking about every beings. not only talking about my parents, my, like family, right? So usually we only recognize our loved ones die, then we have very strong heartbroken or, upset and suffering, wanted to do something. But truly, all these beings die all the time. So when you chant this prayer, then we recognize all beings always dying. And also, when we lost our relatives, then use this prayer. So chant this prayer and giving food, generosity, other beings is become more powerful because that feeling is very strong. So when we lose our relatives, at that time we have a very strong feeling. Usually we don't have that kind of, feeling, enthusiasm, wanted to do something. So when we lose our relatives, family, friends, then someone and your neighbors, that time you very different feeling, energy is different. So you have to use that energy and then actually dedicate for everyone, not only that one, included everyone. So that more powerful and more benefit to the person who lose our relatives, so then that is who give the condition. Example, we lose our relatives, then we do these prayers. That condition is our relative, then we do this prayer. So for everyone, all the beings. So the conditions come from relatives, friends, loved ones. Then that's why they also get benefit because everything's dependent connections. They are causes of the become prayer. Actually, of course, we have to do every day this kind of prayer, but due to our laziness or ignorance or many different, situations we don't do. We don't have enthusiasm because we don't have convictions. So when we lose someone, then we have strong enthusiasm, wanted to have them, and a very strong feeling. So then use the prayer doing, so that prayers become, because reason is our loved ones, the causes of that. So then doing prayer is more benefit. Last year and so on. So last month means many millions of beings passing. So we dedicated to them. Then we chant this, of course, recognize we are also going to die sooner or later. See, all beings dying, like this morning or yesterday or last week, last month, last year, always, all the time beings die. We are part of the same thing. So we also could be die sooner or later. And recognize everything's impermanent. So, and who haven't yet acquired a body, and those who are frightened in the perception part of the intermediate state of existence without refuge and protection. So not talking about bardo beings, and who lose the life, then where these beings are in the bardo, and who haven't yet equaled, they don't yet get a body, they don't yet take the birth again. They could be stuck years. So generally we say 49 days, like, then you can have opportunity looking to the future life. After 49 days, but some beings like stuck in the bardo like years, like lifetimes. They couldn't get the body, and then only stay in the bardo. That's why called intermediate state. And in the bardo, then not pleasant, because they don't have form body, and then they have so much what to say, the very strong feeling, because there's so much fears. So now we have a human being, we have fears. Our mind is very calm comparing to them. So these bardo beings, they don't have a physical form body and only the mental form body. So then due to the karmic karma, so it's all the experience, feeling is very strong, sensitive, very sensitive. Even like one wind comes, like the feeling is blowing, you know. So we have wings. You don't have that feeling. You recognize it's a wing, but that feeling is they're going to blowing. One rain comes, that thing they're going to wash away. So all these elements affected to them because they don't recognize. Actually, they or the you know, the what they have feelings object is no exist. They don't recognize. That's why in the bardo teaching we're telling them you don't need fears. No one going to destroy you because you don't have physical form. You know, like you don't get any. No one going to hurt you. So that's in the prayer bardo teachings we have. So we're telling them don't fear, and but due to karma, they really fear and scared and nervous all the time. So then they're stuck their years, like could be dependent, right? Individually, we don't know. So then they don't get a body, and those who are frightened, see, there's a frightened, scared and nervous all the time. And the perceptions, part of the intermediate state of existence without refuge and protection. So then in the bardo, then they don't have friends, they don't have anyone, like they don't have a home. It's a homeless. Bardo means no any friends, no any protections. So no one can, you know, support helping them without a refuge and a protection. It's the feeling is the same as the you know, bird's feather on the wing. So bird's feather is like very light, wind keep blowing everywhere. The wing is the same as the karma. The bird's feather is the same as their consciousness, their feeling, you know, the karma, wind, karmic wind blowing everywhere. They cannot stay one place because due to karma and the bardo beings don't have physical form. We can stay, we can, you know, you can listening, I can talk right here, not here, because we have physical form. They don't have physical form. They're just only consciousness. They can go everywhere. They cannot stay one place. Then the mind is more sharper than our mind. So that means more sensitivity. There's a 6 times more sensitivity than us. Their mind is 6 times more sharper than us. Then they can also see the relatives, you know, they have some has negative clairvoyance. They don't have good clairvoyance, they have negative clairvoyance. So negative clairvoyance maybe in the relatives who lived behind, and then the bardo beings recognize what the intentions, thinking, and the thoughts. So sometimes like we lost the family, and then like example lost the parents, and then the parents has of course like have a worth or something, you know, like house and cars and you know, money and land. So then kids is fighting for that, and they all fear that, recognize. So then they're extremely suffering. So that's kind of they have a clairvoyance, recognizing what they're doing. they're attached to that, and the feeling, they're losing, they're taking away from them. So all kind of problems, sufferings they have, these bardo beings. So then that time they know any refuge and protection. Thank you. So those who have no protector or powerful companion, so they don't have a companion, they don't have protector. We also been through that situation, but we don't remember. So we have to go back to again that situation, because long as we have death, is we going to that direction again. So same is like day and night. So cyclic existence. So now we have a day and we go to nighttime sleep, right? So when you fall asleep, it's the same as a bardo. So when you wake up, it's the same as a bird. And when you fall asleep, it's the same as a death. And we think it's, oh, that is like these other beings, bardo beings have these problems, not for us. So actually, we have this experience already many lifetimes. Could be still have many lifetimes too, if we don't liberate in this life. So we already fall asleep many times. No, we wake up, but of course we're going to sleep again. We're not going to always wake up like same like this, right? No, yeah. We always get nightmares too. We get so many nightmares, and also coming many nightmares. But no, we don't recognize. Everyone is wake up. We don't have that feeling right now. But we go first sleep, we have nightmares. Not always nightmares, but sometimes very smoothly nights. So sometimes we could be, bardo is like very smoothly and not that much suffering. Sometimes like could be, sometimes like we get in the bardo, it could be nightmare, more suffering. So we same is like we fall asleep, dream, sometimes good goes very good, sometimes hard. That just we also change the life all the time, and sometimes we get good bardo very smoothly goes, maybe sometimes very hard, so we don't know. So that's why we know we chant these prayers and recognize this bardo beings suffering, and then we recognize the hungry gods suffering. So chant the prayer and recognize, arise, compassion, devotion to the enlightened beings. So then that is purifying our bardo, nightmare too. So could it be feature our bardo is like very smoothly. No, we use this sadhana, do the prayers, and seeing this bardo beings suffering, arise compassion for them, and through the compassion and doing the prayers practice, so we purify our bardo, this suffering, karma. So that's why what we can do something before we die. See, we know making ourselves is nervous, and we know create our fears. So we knowing these situations, arise compassion to them. Then of course, like sometimes like, oh, I'm going to get this kind, you can fears, then you can do good things. The fear is causes of happiness. We change it to causes of happiness. Fear is not causes of suffering creating. When you read this bardo beings, hungry gods suffering, And we also think, oh, I'm going to go into these realms. We get fears, and then you do the practice, the purify karma. So that fears also good condition, causes of create, causes of happiness. Is purify karma. Okay, so who's who have no previous accumulation? So then who's the stuck this suffering is because during the lifetime these beings don't create a good karma. Those who have no previous accumulations, see, of merit, of support. So in the bardo, what is a support? What is a protection? In the bardo, protection is virtuous deeds. During the lifetime, we create virtuous deeds. That is our protection. That is our support. But someone who don't create accumulation merit, then when they get in the bardo, they in the intermediate state, they don't have refuge and the protection. Then they don't have power of companions. They don't have power, they don't have companions, they don't have protectors. And then they have so much fears. So those who have no previous accumulation of merit, of support, those whose virtues have is later, and then you know, if parents pass away, the relatives, friends, you know, children don't do any virtuous deeds. That's why I say those whose virtue helps means like no one helping them. If someone we lost our relatives, families, then you do, you know, practice is helping them. But no one helping them means like their children, family, loved ones, no one doing any good things for them. So that's why here says whose virtues help us later means could be later, could be no, zero, right? Could be more harming them, suffering. So create negative karma. After who left behind relatives create more negative karma. So then that is more harming them, no helping them. Here is those whose virtues have is later means. So someone, our relatives pass away, friends, then we do these prayers and create accumulation merit, you know, create virtuous deeds. So then that means like that bardo beings have helping, someone helping them. Tradition in Tibet, when we lost a family, so the 49 days, they do all the time pujas and the prayer service all the time. So then, especially 49 days, they do in these soul offerings. Then in the bardo beings, loved ones receive the food and the drinks. So they are hunger and thirsty, no opportunity to receive food and drink. And we usually, you know, the someone lost, they has their own bowl, plate. They use the, you know, own like bowl and the plate, and then we always create tea and food in the same plate. Every day change and chant these prayers. So then they receive that food and the drinks. So that's also, you know, traditionally the people does like that way practicing too. Some then also of course like offerings like fruit, flowers, many different kind of offerings take to the temple and, you know, create a shrine, so that the offerings and also generosity and the dedication for them. So that means then they have support. There's someone helping them. So those whose virtues have is later. Some don't have helpings. Then those who are gathered within the four named aggregates. So there have only who are gathered within the four named aggregates. There have four. We have 5 aggregates. They have 4 aggregates. And the bardo beings. Within the 4 named aggregates. Because they don't have a physical form body, I think they have feelings. The feeling is very strong. Then those whose feeling is the nature of suffering. This bardo being, the feeling is naturally suffering. Those whose feeling is the nature of suffering. They don't have a peace for feeling. Because they cannot stay, you know, it's sensitive, too sensitive, no peace for feeling. Or feeling is naturally suffering. Those tormented by terrifying, frightening illusions. So due to the illusion, they always get tormented by the terrifying, frightening illusions, all different kind of illusions. Experience. Then those between by cold, hunger, and thirsty. So this bardo beings very cold, and then hunger and thirsty. So those whose lifespan are indefinite. So you don't know how long they're going to stay in the bardo. Life is indefinite. Those whose lifespans are indefinite, yeah, and then those who are blown away like a feather in the wind. So the feeling is the same as like feather blowing the wind. And then, of course, that's why there has so much tormented by terrifying, frightening illusions. They don't recognize the illusion. That's why in the bardo, you know, Tudor teachings, we talk about or in the bardo, experience is a delusion. Illusions not exist. Telling, you know, bardo beings, no, you don't have to fear, you don't have to scared. This is no exist. You don't have a physical form. No one going to destroy you, and you don't need fears. You know, concentrate your mind, cultivate virtuous deeds, and take refuge, guru, and they can call them, you know, do that, but that the mind is so sensitive, like same as like when we're going to meditate, our mind is so busy, you cannot go into the meditate, yeah. We know the meditation is good, but our mind is so busy, and if your mind is really upset, sensitive, you cannot meditate. So exactly same, the bardo beings, we can tell them to do things, but due to the karma and the feeling is so sensitive, and this kind, you know, is terrifying, frightening illusions all the time there, they cannot relax mind. So that's why there's so much suffering in the bardo. They don't have control themselves. See, feather no control when blowing. So karma blowing them, they cannot stay and calm. They cannot have peace, joy. That's why also those whose feeling is the nature of suffering, means bardo beings nature, feeling is suffering. then they don't know how long going to stay there because life spans are indefinite. So now here, we doing what we doing, we offering the soul. So this soul offering we giving to the bardo beings. Here we're saying, so no, insert a name here means like you have to use that person's name and to the dedicate person's name, and you can chant the person's name. So when we lose the relatives, we also use the name. And here is a Tibetan Kando around the Bardo same thing. Then it's like someone passed away, so use the name Zorsepe Bardo Neba Tamjelambolo is included that, and we offering to every Bardo beings. You see, name and those sentient beings in the intermediate state who have no power to go anywhere. They don't have power to go anywhere because due to karma. I make these offerings. So we make offering to giving to them. There's a small offering, means a soul offering. So soul offering is not small. It's burning the food. We create a fire and then they burn the food top of the fire. And they have to use this prayer. First we create a fire and then, we create all this object. The object what we need already talked yesterday beginning there, what we kind of object we can have. And then with in the beginning you don't put all everything in the fire. So first you chant the refuge and also bodhicitta. So we have I take refuge on the Buddha, Dharma, and the Spirit Sangha unto enlightenment through the merit of my generosity and other perfections. So then here says through the merit of my generosity. So this is our generosity offering to them and other perfections. So my entering enlightenment for benefit of all sentient beings. We have to chant that. And that time, still your food is like not in the fire. Then we chant Om Sobhava Shida Savadama Sobhava Shida Ham and visualize everything until Om Mani Padme Hum Shi. So Om Mani Padme Hum Shi chant many times. Page like 71. Still your object is not in the yet fire. So chant the mantras, and first we have to blessing the fire and object. Then page 72 also we have to chant not yet in the fire the object is. So then 73 on ahom means then you blessing this 7 times, right? On ahom. Then blessing this object and the fires, or then you put it into the fire. Then you have to chant is this small is the offering goddess of sensual pleasure, starting from there. So food go into the fire. Then page 75, this mantra is like if you have very small tiny food and the fire, but create visualize mentally big whole fed of whole space. Mentally create big. So we need some physical object support. That's important. If we are very high realizer, great practitioner, then without any object also okay, you can only visualize. But we are beginners, so we need support. Then you can visualize more bigger. Without the support of something first, object, physical object, without that, only visualize also hard for ordinary people. So we have to do something, then create this visualize fed of all space. Example, you bring the couple of flowers, then visualize the fed whole space is flower. we create some object and then fed over whole space. Cause treasure ska mantra is Nama Sawa Tatangate Yom Bishombekepe Sawa Tekamgate Sawarena Emangana Kamsoa. Then already starting Namo means like homage to gurus, this all the lineage teachers, Buddhas, Yadam deities. This is enlightened beings. That's why we homage to them. In the here, other part is only on our home, so you don't have to homage. Giving to them, offering to them. So we don't homage to the hungry ghost. If you have really good, the high level realized, then you can homage to hungry ghosts too. Bardo beings, there you seeing all 6 Ram beings is Buddha. So we don't have that good perception, ordinary beings. Then we have up higher enlightened beings, lower 6 Rams and the Bardo beings. We homage to is like all the spiritual beings, higher spiritual like enlightened beings. So entering meditate states, page 88, who have no power to go anywhere. They don't have a power, cannot go anywhere because they don't get the future life body. So then we can help them and make these offerings, soul offerings to them. So this soul offering, helping them is how to help them then here, they can receive this. May they encounter in excellent home, companions, word, food, drink, and become happy and relaxed. So you have a compassion, devotion to all the enlightened beings, compassion all these hungry ghosts and bardo beings. Then you create all this connection, fire, food, use this sadhana burning, and you can create them, create for this bardo being hungry ghosts is encounter an excellent home. They don't have a home, even they don't have a body. So then due to this power of prayers, all this connection comes correctly, their feeling is they get home. Then their feeling is, their perceptions become they has companions. Then their word means they have something object. So fear is better relax. Then they have food, have drink, and become happy and relaxed. We give party for the hungry ghosts and bardo beings. Yeah. So someone is a hunger, thirsty, cold, and you giving who cold home, you has a hunger, giving food, who get thirsty, you giving drinks, like then drinks also like different kind of drinks, not only one, right? Different kind of food and great house. So making them is then relax, they're happy. Of course, when they receive this, they're happy and joy. Become happy and relax. So then becoming so, and immediately meeting with the Salam Chinrezek. So just think about, it's this bardo beings so sensitive, there's no time to listening for us. They don't have a like kind of a capacity to and focus anything because of suffering. So no, this we offering to this food not only temporarily benefit them. So now we liberating them. So now when they receive this food, home, clothes, everything, they become relaxed. So now you can telling something to them, can give message to them. Yeah. So otherwise they don't have time to listening to us. Their fears so sensitive, it's like the feather is wind blowing, feather cannot to stay any place. So no, we feather make space to stay. No wind not going to blowing. So these bardo beings relax, mind is relaxed. Then that time, see, we say becoming so and immediately meeting with the Salam Chinrezek. So we ask them, of course, like visualize the Chinrezek, meditate Chinrezek, and also the prayer we wishing them, Chinrezek is appear to them. These bardo beings, protector for these bardo beings. Becoming so and immediately meeting with the Salam Chinrezek. So there's two different, like many, of course, different ways we can benefit to them. So we wishing these bardo beings, and when they have relaxed, calm that time, and the Chinrezek is appear to them. Also, we, if you chant the bardo prayers, like telling them, Chinrezek, meditate Chinrezek, we can tell them. Also, aspiration, pray to Chinrezek, support, help them, bardo beings. Chinrezek, and then Bodhisattva, Navarana, Visham Kambu, all these Bodhisattvas helping benefit these lower realms. May they recognize bardo as bardo. So we telling these bardo beings, usually they don't recognize they are in the bardo. That's why they're suffering. Some beings, they don't recognize their death. So that's why we telling them, no, you are in the bardo. Meditate, pray, Chinrezek. So, and share confused perception. So that we telling them, purify your confusions, purify your delusion, illusory. We're telling them, you are illusory, delusion, confusion, perception you have. Leave that, free from that. Perception is a transform, purely. So no one going to harm you. It's also your illusory. And who is coming to you is visualize the Chinrezek and Bodhisattvas. So they're going to protect you, helping you. That kind of we introducing them this prayer. Then and remember the Lama. So we ask telling them, you remember your guru and the teacher, Lama, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, the three jivas. So the yadam and the views. Then they can, if they are meditator practitioner in the previous life, they can recall again the practice. When we die, someone do these prayers for us is much better state for us, because even the person is not a high realized practitioner, but they can help us. And long as when in the living time we have these teachings and we practice this sadhana prayer, when we get in the bardo, someone do us, even the person who doing prayers, no realizers, no high practitioners, but ordinary people also can help us. But then in the living time, if no any connections, dharma, someone die, and hard to help them. So someone only who has good realizer, high practitioner, they can help them. But ordinary people really hard to connect with them. But of course, we can do just much what we can. Is good through our good heart. Yeah, we can do prayers for everyone through our good heart and through compassion, through like our devotion. All this condition comes we do and chant these prayers could be benefited them, but less. And someone who has this teachings and the practice during the lifetime. Then when we are in the get bardo, so someone chant these prayers, it's easily connect with that. So we can then remember the Lama and the three jivas, yadams, and the view. View is emptiness. Then you recognize everything is emptiness. We free from fears, free from delusions. It's in the bardo, everything is a delusion. So illusory. When you record the view is emptiness, and then you stay in the true nature, no delusion there. So could be then we can liberate in the bardo too. So bardo has many different levels of liberation. If you can record the guru and the yadam deity, we could be liberated in the sambonakaya form. It's called guru and the yadam deity helps. We are liberation. It's a sambonakaya. Could be like yadam helps liberation is a sambonakaya. Guru helps liberation is a nirmanakaya. And our view recognize true nature. Liberation is a dharmakaya. So we have an opportunity to liberate in the bardo too. Then purify the obscuration of a negative karma in an instant, may they achieve the power in Rigpa. So we pray for them, bardo beings, purifying the obscurations of negative karma. Then if they purify obscuration, negative karma in instant, may they achieve the power of in Rigpa, means like realize true nature. So we meditate, practice true nature in the lifetime, but if we have very strong obscuration and the negative karma in the bardo, due to that, very hard to recognize. So same is like say when in the we are living time, we know Mahamudra is very powerful. We recognize we have true nature. We recognize we have Rigpa. But due to all these samsaric conditions, we don't meditate, we don't practice. We don't get opportunity to go into true nature. So then of course the bardo is more harder than that. Could be because so much fears and all this illusory is so strong. So that's why, and someone dedicate us for these prayers, purify the obscuration of negative karma in instant, may they achieve the power in the Rigpa. Then when someone benefit us, support us, protect us, do prayers, we can relax in the bardo, not much illusory. So then you can call your true nature, and could be we also recognize our true nature, and we can liberate our in the bardo state. So now we use this sadhana, we benefiting all these other beings, chant, pray for them, but then that's really also liberating us in the bardo too. Right now we have an opportunity to use this sadhana and purify our karma and the negativity. So someone die, we use this sadhana, chant these prayers, practice. Actually, that really helping us. This who passing, die, we have strong feelings for them, and you do practice, that really helping us. We get condition, cause condition for practice. Usually hard to get cause condition for practice dharma because all of samsaric conditions. So someone died, then you take promise to yourself, especially your relative loved ones, then say, I'm going to do this prayer every day until 49 days. So if you do that, when you get in the 49 days in the bardo, you have already this practice yourself too. So your relative is actually liberating you. So usually relativism is the causes of samsara, but no, sometimes like relativism also liberating us. You know, when they're passing, we use this sadhana, we chant for them through our love, compassion. And then when also we die, that benefit we have. So that they're helping us to liberating us. So we get a win-win situation. Yeah. So purifying the obscuration of a negative karma instinct, may they achieve the power of in Rigpa. May they be able to traverse immediately into the extraordinary pure lands. So we also wishing them liberation, you know, to the liberation to the Dharmakaya. We wishing them liberation to the Namanakaya, Sambhonakaya, even they're not liberated in that state, but we wishing them reborn to pure land. May they be able to travel immediately into the extraordinary pure land, not reborn to the impure realms, 6 realms, Devaji, Peimau, and so forth. So the many different kind, the pure lands. Each Buddha has their own mandala, pure land. So doesn't matter, long as you get each pure line is already pure, means pure line, pure already. Is every same thing, you know, its name is different. Like think about very good countries, you know, it's then different country names, but all has a different, all has a very similar, you know, benefit for the citizens. So different kind of pure line name, but it's as long as we get a pure line, then we have no pure, no suffering there. So good country has, like say, freedoms, health cares, and so many, you know, government, everything, everything is a great opportunity. It's similar, all the good countries. So same is like pure line means like more better the situation than that. You never get to say you don't need health care. Yeah. You never hunger, you don't need to poverty. You know, you never get cold. You know, you don't need to this or the our desire object. So you don't have to walk 24 hours. Could be you don't have to walk sun to sun, okay? You can always enjoy, relax, meditate, or and whatever you need, everything's arise. So if you want cold, it's like cold wind comes. If you want hot, this heat is arise. So better the solar power, better the air condition, better the heaters, you know. So everything is there. All condition is compassion and love, peace, joy. No condition of emotions. No exist condition, emotion condition. Then may the Buddha be pleased with the offerings. So then when long as you get in the pure lane, it's you can offering to Buddhas and see the Buddha, receive the Buddha from the teachings from Buddhas. May the Buddhas be pleased with the offerings. Then also this prayer can be two phases, like when we chant this prayer and the Buddhas also be with us and benefiting to this hungry gods, bardo beings, offerings. May the wisdom mind of the outbound practitioners be fulfilled. May the wisdom mind of the out, see this, all the enlightened beings is outbound protectors be fulfilled. So we benefiting to all these other beings, enlightened beings also fulfilled. Example, we are enlightened beings messenger. So they send us to do something. You do good job. Of course, they also fulfilled, happy, joy. So Buddha's enlightened beings only intention is to benefit others. So long as we do something for benefit others, and then they're fulfilled. So this practice also we benefit this all other beings, but also fulfill the Buddha enlightened beings too. They made the desire of sentient beings be satisfied. So this hungry gods, bardo beings, and all satisfy our generosity offerings. Then there's offerings, the focus, we focus with bardo beings and hungry gods, harems, but actually all 6 realm beings. Everyone included, may the desire of sentient beings be satisfied. May the karmic debts of blood and flesh be repaired. Then we may the karmic debts, like our karmic debts, and our, like, see, when we do this prayer for our relative families who passing away, they also pay karmic debt too. Then they can liberate. Why sometimes you see these bardo beings and hungry ghosts, why they're stuck? Because they have a karmic debt, and they have to pay back that. Until that, they never finish the karma. They're stuck there. So see, someone go to in the jail, we have to pay to release them, right? Same like that. We have them paying for the karmic debts. And then of course we also have this. We are in the samsaric jail. So we also have to pay back to this samsaric jail karmic debts. May the karmic debts of blood and flesh be repeated. That we already paying back everything for them. So we have so much this karmic debts. We cannot bake even animals. We cannot bake only chickens because we all the time eat chicken, and we always eat eggs, right? So many like karmic debts with chickens, so many karmic debts with cows, so many karmic debts with fish. So many karmic debts with all different kind of animals. And then of course so many karmic debts with these local spirits and invisible beings. So much. You cut one tree, that's also karmic debt too, because maybe other beings, their house is destroyed, the food is destroyed, the land is destroyed, like so many karmic debts. So all due to individual many different kind of beings, due to their perception is they have different kind of perception. We destroying all the time. So we have so much karmic debts for payback for them. And then of course our mothers, fathers, we have to pay back them. And then you have to pay back to your parents, of course, then you have to pay back to your family, like husband, wife, and then include the neighbors, all this, everything. So we have to pay back them. So use this soul offering is one of the method to pay back their karmic debts. Human beings, of course, then so much dependent on each other. And now we use this zone, we have to pay back who create electricity. So we have to pay back to who create internet. We have to pay back who create all this device. So all the connections. So we have to pay back so much, right? Then all the connection, then house, how many resources there? How much resources there? So we have to, that's why it's always called interdependent, cause connections. We think everyone or the brain in the mind, we pay back them, made the karmic debts of blood and the flesh repaired them, be repaired. So this is the most powerful repaying for them. It's we we have to, you know, purify our karma debt, that's karma, karmic debts, our blood and the flesh repaired. Then all three realms are the pure lands. So we're paying back them, and this is a good paying back them too. Usually we paying back, you know, we losing, we upset too. So, and then we paying back them, maybe no benefit to them, but you know, it's worldly, samsaric activity debt, like we loan something, we pay back them. Yeah. So this is a much better than that. So this paying back is benefit them, happiness is permanent. Paying back is, where is, okay, here. Paying back is all three realms. We paying back the three realm beings are the pure lands. Three realms is desire realms, form realms, formless realms. All these beings are the pure lands. So samsaric beings, wishing them pure land. We not only giving pay back them, the paying back, they also get benefit. They also reborn to pure land. Pure lands. All three existence are the gods, guests of great compassion. So all the three realms, six realms beings are all our guests. So we guess means like we're taking them to pure land. We paying back them, and we also helping them taking to the pure land. All these six existing are the guests of great compassion. The all compassing substance without exception. So then the all compassing substance. So all the compassing substance without exception, Mali chapter say, this unlimited, you know, this our aspiration, benefiting, generosity, offerings, unlimited. Every single being get, every being, samsara, everyone received benefit. So all the all-compassing substance without exception. So that is the power of compassion. Then Chinying Nippon is this is say through the blessing of the power of true nature. So power of true nature. So power of Dharma Dhartu. So we say power of view, true nature. May beings enjoy the exhaustible treasure of sensual pleasures. So may beings enjoy. So we wishing all beings enjoy the inexhaustible, never finish, never end. You know, they can get without their desire, you know, no causes of suffering. This is the causes of happiness, treasure of sensual pleasures. So that's all the part of this small offering, soul offering finished there. So here is like the last, this page 91 here. The pure land, and also the destination, you know, we change them to reborn pure land. Who going to be taken to pure land? Guess is samsaric beings. Then through our compassion and true nature, the power of true nature, power of compassion. So this all conjunction comes, then we can, you know, helping them, benefiting them. Blessing of power over the true nature. May beings enjoy the exhaustible treasure of sensual pleasures. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions. So that's all finished the part of the sadhana. So this is the part of the dedication, and also we pray to them. It's Buddha's, this is the short teaching, did not commit any non-virtuous actions. It's all the basic teachings is subsumed with that verses, I mean that sentence. Engage in excellent virtues, all the Mahayana teachings is subsumed in that category. Calm your mind completely, is all Vajrayana teachings is subsumed in that sentence. So that is just kind of a pillar of essence of the Buddha's teaching, Triyanas. So this is the teaching of the Buddha. The Triyana is the Buddha's teaching. So all finish everything. This small offering. So now I do the transmission. This one. Then you have sadhana. So you have an opportunity to, you can do every day, or sometimes it's up to you. You can do one every day. You can do 1 week once. You can do 1 month once. You can do 1 year once. You can do many times 1 day. Also 2. You can 6 times 1 day, That's also possible too. 3 times a day, 3 times a night. Now I'm going to do transmission. Karsom Shekhan Kejaji Zawa Yoso. Karse Sama Marje Kwe Baba Noaji Shinto Karsom Arsom. Ramboje, there's a Pamaso Janta, Nindi Parasela, So Mi Medam, Soto La So Maye, Metaran Jambo, La Tab Chetsan Kone, Tin Rani, Jo Kazapan, Saracham, Sem Hinder, Rove, Sanji, Jonala, Sanjo Bardana, Jesanji. Daga Jizo Jimbesonam, Rola, Sanji, Robert Yoma Soba, Shida, Savadama Soba, Shida, Tomangala Kajirin, Rani, Jo, Kasarapanek. 引导三言去进进三人的那么那在赶紧做个啦，引काम做不做多人呢，人把引进工就是引入，这些都个这个巴达啦，我们引的根本引进入，被个被定给人人家啥话嘞，都个一个什么事情就用你的这讲，干什么嘞？他把现在就我们的北面红肉，我们的北面红肉，我们的北面红肉是家咋就他。 那么的今天被抓用了，就是那家先叫的拉皮的抓的，他妈的上街简单呐，农民生意干样没一都讲个了，对了嘛，他推荐往个那生意，从那个没工作说，也就之前厦门那的交往口气嘛，那些就是香港就是路人就没他们就说那等你那个有把就啊，红领等就都就那么做都就嘛自己谈了都把，洋人把这想把这上讲把那3年的来的这种家当，连不帮帮他们的基本没就不这么把他们把着钱都就这样的，他们把他把这个就说那上街人街嘛啥人去街啥就话是，等就弄就生意的这把这就那么。 我当个的把用不给别说的，刚刚的说的那么刚刚的看说啊，就那么就跟着咱们的人家说，那么把这什么过那你就那么他们马上把那么对把人把个人都就是说对，可别记得是那。 最近俄罗斯那因什么的经过的拉走上一张没把兰博罗大个人家就多么的当时了，你们军事上他们就说了穷呢，就他们我马来巴萨的说啊，红色东西的用爱然后，那就什么就把我看着中间用你个啥因呢，什么就上你都是节目间看就打啥就接打破把的都接把么接，那就那你嘛这么那么的生意都就搞了搞了，在这就把它那就嘛，这些节那么接穿进去拿着出嘛，用节目老是在上个大人啊，说啊就那么那兰博罗大个当真呢，他们这刚能这人他们就他们都把他这个呢就对我们就那那在什么在的说啊，红就没的下下都不说，个把什么上去东上你上去个把拉手接当门。 那么这拉手把这种的上街就从大家竞争拉手，你的这个的主要别让上街人，你的这不就能过抓，全部做上你们就把它，基本上那波罗大概是他不多么等个，他们就手里能够是他们我们那个在那年抓就我们到就啊，我们基本就从上就是把跟那年事情，都是你们到老的没在不拉是把个上什么就基本上那个拉手上你什么做把那个那波罗大概上你是不等到了什么东西，你话他那边的上的对吧？基本上那把就这个啊，红衣的在那边就忙我讲了，帮我这些上啊，这把不就就来了，现在怎么那个你那边给你个说就我们那是你们都把那叫了波罗，上街就得嘛送过去。 我都跟那些，我就我都记得开始家去的时候，那么做事那就把大家去这边，而且从前有的那么在的时候啊，红叶了那么的这这这不说那件咱把那零件基本拉过拉啊的进了，进了了说开始他们等基本拉就我记得那当时那波罗大概里把那个不说的你基本都在的时候啊，红这就把当我记得，那他看了是不是在那个门就中间把那那基本的是你送东西的时候就把他们就当人家讲我叫我人这我们就给他都那记得基本说那波罗，都当那把么子开始他们当嘛，人家都是帮凶啊，红基本 than the water to Lamjung in number year, the venue, the Jibatam Yada, where you brought you the senior Gazan and San and Angola Yard, and normally the similarity Maniswa, but on young and Rada Jama when you and Sajama and Yom Yidibu. So what do Hajara Yira and Vajado was only the one to tell and was along with the Bajara around the over the same second source of Badoni Bataniel Bolon, Logis of the Town Teneba, Georgia, the Java, Bajiras, the Sanis of the Bandas and the Bardo, Bardo in Motion, Tana Jet of Lama, the Kuji, the Tawajis in the language of the Bakajala and the Kola. They watch it up in Molas, which in Gachi versus in the Barjo, Javan Jibeni Jojet, and Yutanka, around the Basan Jail and Japan. Ko Georgia on the Tabajan, so do you know Malacha passage in the Yamasa, the Longibaji, the Bachi, Masajiga, Pasan Sabajan, then a Sanje Tembaye, so which Jin, Dan Homosa, Sawa Ranzon, Dorji, Jina Pembiluko Bao, Ranzon, Dorji, Ratrain by Ranjong Dorje, Jimmy Lingpa, with intention to benefit others. This one on the Damje Zipani, Tomnani Berdana Panze, the Chiganam Balon to buy a sequence all and draw show. Okay, so now we're going to do the dedication. Actually, I have the teaching. Today I wanted to share with you in this one, but we didn't get time. 6 bardos. I have a PowerPoint here through the screen share with you. But today we didn't get time to do this. Then next Saturday I can share this bardo, 6 bardo using the PowerPoint. It's very short info where to explain 6 bardo. So this small soul offering is related to or actually bardo beings. So that's why I'm going to share that one next Saturday. Sunday we don't have a teaching. This coming Sunday. Saturday we have this bardo teaching. Sunday we don't have it. Then next Saturday, Sunday, you can see the email. Okay.
Thank you, Kempola.
Thank you. And first we do this dedication. Dorjen Chang, Telopa, Naropa, Marpa, Malarepa, Dharma, Lord Gambopa, Pamotropa, and Lord Digompa. Please bestow upon us most auspicious blessing over the Kaju Lamas. By this virtue may I achieve omniscience. By defeating all enemies confusion, may all who traverse on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean over samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is unborn may it arise, where it is born may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray that the Lama may have a good health. I pray that the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activities are purified and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Manjushri Devero realized the ultimate state, and as did Sambandha Bhada, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the true of unchanging Dharma, as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the Mary Abeshe bear fruit. By the virtues collected in the 3 terms, by my 7 all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by in the rule of virtue, may I and all beings, sentient beings, quickly attain and surpass perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of Great Gompa Ranashiri, who is omniscient Lord of Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation at the end of the samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you, everyone, and we can do the Sunday. So East Coast time 7:30, East Coast time 7:30. Then chant this prayer. We do together, practice together.
Tonight?
Sunday morning, we don't have teaching, but coming Sunday, afternoon, evening, we practice soul offering together. Saturday, I have this bardo teaching, sharing with you. Sunday, we practice this one. Not morning, evening. Soul is usually good evening. Small offering is good is before noon. Soul is good is afternoon. It's evening.
Thank you, Kempo.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, there's a question in the chat. It's just a short one.
Okay.
Was after page 73, do we continue to put offerings into the fire after the Om Aham?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Campbell.
Thank you,
Can I ask a
Kimpola.
question,
Thanks,
Kempola?
Campbell. Thank you.
Kempo, I think there's some questions before. Do you have a time to take a few
Yes.
questions?
Yes.
Yeah, this soul offering, can I do it in the, not in the morning, but only in the afternoon?
Yes, good is afternoon, evening.
So can I do that like any time? I mean, once a day or maybe once a week, doesn't really matter.
You can do, yeah, it's anytime, it's okay.
Okay.
It's we connect with the more hungry gods and the this spirits and night times usually the it's actually this prayer didn't say, but this is just tradition.
Probably
like,
in the afternoon, evening is better to do.
yeah, tradition, like when I was young, so some teachers come to my village and they do the small offerings at night time.
Okay.
But it's okay to actually truly the prayer says didn't say anything, like 24 hours you can do.
Okay. And is there a certain, what I heard from someone is, if you do this sur at what certain time of the day, you have to always do it on that certain time of the day. Is that true or no?
Usually we offering for disease, someone we like, it's example, family relative is lost, we always do evening because it's always evening, same timing.
Okay, same timing.
I just like time is not exactly, but just evening, like think about the morning, afternoon, evening, right?
Yeah.
So you just evening, we do evening.
But if you are doing this sur for not any particular disease one, but just for anybody?
Just then, anytime is okay, I think.
Anytime, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Heather?
Hi. I have a question about the fire. So can you use, it says no coal, but I can use wood, I'm assuming. Can you just sprinkle it on top of the wood if I have a big fire outside?
Yeah, you can make big fire and or small fire.
Okay.
Even you can use, like, say, incense. We usually every morning we do small offering. We don't make big fire, but use incense and then top they put the some powders, some offerings, but you can put this food to burn in there too.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This is it.
Simple way,
Okay.
but if you want to make bigger, then we can make bigger.
Okay, you do both. And then
Yeah.
when you
Like,
name,
every day, like you make small, but then some maybe wake. So some days like you feel wanted to do bigger and more prepared food and more the bigger fire, and then chant this prayer, chant many times the mantra. Yeah.
and then for the offering of the flour, the butter and everything, that it's sugars, is that what we put? Did I miss this? Are you putting something like sampa in there, or what are you putting there?
It's a good flour is good. Flour, like different kind of not only flour, right? Flour.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh.
Samba flour. And then which kind of flour we have? Also, you can do oatmeal too. Oatmeal.
Oh, okay.
Oatmeal, yeah. Cookies, no eggs.
No eggs. Okay, cookies. And then my last question is when you name the person, if there's a particular person, what if there's more than one? That could be in the bardo. Can you name multiple people in one sitting, or do you have to do each one separately?
You can do multiple names, but you just think about everyone there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I have a question, Kempo. When you're using the incense, are you using the sur powder, not the sung powder, but the sur powder for
Yes,
that?
sour powder. Yes, sour powder.
Sur powder. Okay, so that would be.
Sun powder also can mix up with the sour powder because the sun is also offering to the Buddhas. And it's there's nothing wrong there, long as no meat.
Okay.
Must be vegetarian.
Oh, I understand.
Of course, you have good smells, like sun powder all has a good, I mean the good smell and good, good things, or the apes, different kind, trees, leaves, many good things there. That's also good for this or the beings.
So can you use just the sung powder if you don't have sur powder with the incense, or should you have some form
Sun
of,
powder usually they don't have food,
right?
so you can mix up food. It's okay then.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. So you could have,
Sun powder has food, then okay. If you have maybe oatmeal something with there.
okay.
Yeah.
So if you added sampa with the sung powder, then that
Yes.
would be good. Okay, great. Thank you.
Sandra.
Hi, Kempo. I heard a superstitious thing once I want to ask you about, that when you're doing sur offering, like, you should cover your eyes. You shouldn't look at it. Like, I used to do it on my porch, and I would turn the lights out and make sure no one walked through the area till it was all burned. Like, is there any truth? What do you think about that?
It's food must be clean. So that means like you using your bowls, like you eating your bowls and your plate, use for offering bowls and offering put substantial in there in the offering, because you using this your own plate, your bowls. That has called defilement. Defilement is affected to the spirits too. That's why we try to cover the mouth. It's great if you hang also, maybe have some, if bigger offering, I mean, then you can hang as a globe, and not this like using, because our hand is dirty. So some spirits are very, very sensitive. They get sick. So that's why we don't want to get sick. We want to offering medicine for them, not poison. But that is the kind of more culturally, and of course, like you have good connect inner connectly chant this on ahong is purifying. This substance is created pure. So that's why you have to blessing water, fire, wind, this 5 element blessing, clean up. On ahong is a very short way to using the element blessing and the body, Buddha's body, speech, mind blessing. Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so then Akimi.
Hi, thank you, Kempula. After we finish this, do we dissolve ourselves as Chenrezi, or should we do the Amitabha aspiration prayer so that the beings can go to Dewa Chen?
So there's a finish prayer there, but of course you can after dedication, some different dedications okay to do. Then this one has no specifically dissolution stage. the sadhana didn't use this solution. It's okay. And yeah, then here says like then perform the dedication and aspiration prayers. So you can do other dedication prayers too.
Okay.
The dedications can be short or long. It's like so many different kind of dedication. Short is only 4 sentences. Long one is like many pages.
Do you think it's good to do the Daewachin so they can go to the Amitabha Pure Land, or is it different because?
Devachin, like Emaho, we chant every day short one.
Yeah.
That is possible. If you have time, then longer one also great too.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
I have one question.
Yes.
Can we do this practice for the long-time disease?
Yes. So long-term disease is they think they were somewhere else in the samsara is benefit. Yeah. So if short disease, long-term disease, which is you have a connection, then you bring that in the mind. So that is cause condition. And then you do these prayers. Yeah.
And you said you would do the practice next week on Sunday in the evening, correct, Kampo? Like it's
Yes, we can do what time is better? 7:30 is okay. East Coast time.
Sure. Mhm.
And Mexico is 6:30. Your 7:30. And so we do this prayer.
Okay.
And then after we can do one dedication, maybe Buddha Amitabha or King of Aspiration or anyone we can pick up.
I think I'm going to be traveling on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we could we'll record that too.
Oh, that's
right?
good.
So we'll have that. And then also, if that's okay, Kempo, and then also when you're doing the practice, can you, as you're doing the practice, explain when we need to be putting the offerings into the fire and everything like that, or into this incense? That'd be good.
If I get the conditions, I create a fire and the other objects so we can see.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Great.
Kempo, can I ask you something? Does
I'm not
it matter?
sure. I'm also in the, in the travel lanes, where I get what I'm happening. We don't know. It's the condition is like which kind of resource I get. So if I get, I can prepare. If not, I'm going to go simple way. Okay.
Perfect. Whatever works. It'll
Get
be
anything,
wonderful.
whatever you have.
That's the way it'll be for us many times. So that's great.
Kempo, does
Yes.
it matter how long ago the person passed?
Yeah, it's Gabriel who has exactly same question here. It doesn't matter like long as you can connect, and your feeling is which you really wanted to help someone. So the bring that person in the mind and also is a cause and the condition, and that person is somewhere 6 rams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can help them. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Kempo.
Kempo.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Bye.
Kempo. Thank you.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you,
Thank you
Debbie.
so much.
Thank you, Debbie.
Bye, everybody.
Marilyn.
See you
Thank
later.
you.
Sangha.
Michelle.
Thank you.